Now go to Travis. Now click on this plus button so we can sync the account. Activate. It is asking the password for GitHub. So now I want to sync only selected repositories. So clicking on that, select user wishlist app. Done. Approve and install. Okay. Now we need to tell all the steps which should be followed by Travis in order to deploy the app continuously onto the AWS. So we should tell it how to do all those things. All right. So we will tell it in the travis.yaml file. So create it, new file, save it. It will be just in the same level as these files. Dot travis dot yml. Okay. So we will tell the Travis about the language, that is generic. Then the services. So here the service we want to use is Docker. So we mention the same. Then we will tell Travis to build the production images. Okay, we will mention it. So Docker build -t. I want to have it as Vagdevi K user wishlist app. Okay, so if you remember, this is the basic Docker container, like the command to build the image using Docker file, right? So the Docker file is present in the very directory where travis.yaml file is there. That is why we have written the dot here, right? So Docker file is present here and travis.yaml file is also present here. So using this command, I'm building this particular image of my app, right? Then I will be writing echo Docker password Docker login -u Docker ID -- password stdin. Okay, so basically what we are doing is we are printing the Docker password and piped by the Docker login command for this particular ID. Okay, ID. And we are telling that the password is to be taken from the standard input. All right, so what it is doing is, since we are using the Docker service and since we want to push our application image onto the Docker hub, we also need the credentials for our account, right? So those password like Docker ID and the Docker password, right? Docker ID and Docker password, these credentials will be given to the Travis account. So using these are the environment variables. So in this Docker password, we will be storing the password of our Docker Hub account. Similarly, we will be storing the Docker ID. So we are telling to access these particular values upon getting into the service Docker. So what we are doing is we are printing that password and we want to log in with this user ID, whereas the password will be the this password which we have printed. So this will be internally done, so which we can't do it in the middle, right? So we are automating this process by doing this particular thing. All right. So if you remember, we have given the credentials to IAM. identity and access management in the previous series, where we have discussed, where we have created the IAM role for the Travis, and we have given the access key and access pass ID, right? So using that, those credentials, it was able to, like, using those credentials which were stored as the environment variables in Travis. So those environment variables were used by Travis in order to access our AWS account, and thus the automation process has happened, right? So very similarly here, uh, we are authenticating the Travis in order to access the Docker Hub with the Docker password and ID, which we will be storing in Travis later, okay, with the same environment variables. All right. So basically what we are doing is we are doing the, like, we are making the image form of our application, and we are authenticating the Travis to access our Docker Hub so that it can push the image onto the Docker Hub. So whatever it is building here, we want it to push onto the Docker Hub, because docker.aws.json, which we will be doing in the further session, this is very much needed in order to deploy a multi-container app onto the AWS Elastic Beanstalk. All right. So in order for us to deploy this multi-container app onto the Elastic Beanstalk, we need to define a file called docker.aws.json. And this file expects whatever the containers we want to use, those applications should be having the images uploaded onto the online Docker repositories, something like Docker Hub. So we are automating this process of updating the newer versions of the image, newer versions of the applications. We want those newer versions of the applications to be to be having the images constructed and also pushed by the Travis. So we are kind of automating everything, right? So we just code it once and automate the process every time. So if we change anything in the app, then Travis notices that when we push that onto the GitHub, then when Travis notices that change, it again follows all the guidelines which are specified in this particular travis.yaml file. So since it in the process of following all those guidelines, it again builds the image for that app and gets authenticated for the Docker Hub, and then it pushes that image onto the Docker Hub, and then it follows the other guidelines in order to deploy that onto the Elastic Beanstalk. All right. So I hope you understand. So next command is to push the image, whatever it has constructed in the above commands, docker push k. So this is the same thing, right? All right. So then we will tell Travis how to deploy the code to AWS. So this is the building part. Now deployment part. So the provider is Elastic Beanstalk. Then region. I'm staying in India. A near place is Mumbai, which is denoted by AP South 1. Then the app, we need to create an application. Okay, so we will write something like which we need to fill it once we create the application, and then which is the environment which we need to fill it. Okay, then the access key, access key ID. So if you remember, we have discussed previously about the IAM roles. So we need to authenticate Travis to access our AWS account as well in order to deploy automatically, right? So we will give it the access key ID, which is again the environment variable which we need to configure, and secret key access also. Secret access key. Okay. Instead of that, we can actually write the environment variable and configure that with the actual credentials, right? So AWS access key, and here AWS secret key. Okay. Then we will mention the bucket name which should be accessed by this. So we will fill it later once we create the application. Then bucket path. Bucket path is, let us write it Docker. Okay. Then on, we need to mention the branch. So upon making changes to this particular branch, I want those changes to be deployed onto the AWS. That is what this means. Branch, we can write something like, what was the previous thing which we have used? So it is this multi-container app. Okay. So save it. Now we need to configure the environment variables, Docker password, Docker ID, access key, and secret key in the Travis account. And also we need to create an application, Elastic Beanstalk application. Only after that we can fill this app, env, and bucket name, right? So let us go to that part. Now in the browser, go to AWS, sign into the console. So I highly recommend you to go through the previous series where we discussed about what is Elastic Beanstalk, how to create an account, and many more things. So click on Elastic Beanstalk. So my region is already Mumbai. Okay. So click on create new application. The application name can be my user wishlist app. Okay. So whatever the application name you are using here, that should reflect in the Travis file also. Okay. Create. Then we should also create an environment for this application. Click on this, select. Okay. Then platform is Docker. Platform branch is multi-container Docker running on 64-bit Amazon Linux. All right. Now create environment. So this takes some time. In the meanwhile, we shall proceed to create an IAM role for our Travis. So in another tab, AWS, sign in console, IAM, then go to users, add user. So you can give the name to be Travis wishlist IAM. Okay. Then we want programmatic access. So next, attach existing policies directly. Then we want the policies for Elastic Beanstalk. We shall give the full access. Next, next, and create a user. Okay, so these are our credentials. So we will configure these credentials in the Travis account. So now go to Travis. Go to dashboards and user wishlist tab. Now go to top right settings. Here we have the environment variables section. Now let us create those. So the first one we want to do is this AWS, right? So if you remember, we have already set some of the environment variables in the Travis file here, right? So the first one is Docker password, Docker ID. Then the next are AWS access key AWS secret key. So these are just variables. So for these variables, we need to assign the values there. Okay. Now go to Travis. So the first one is Docker ID. So make sure that this is same in the Travis file and also here. Okay, here. This is Docker ID. So I'll copy paste it just to make sure. Okay, value is Vagdevi. Then add it. Similarly, password. Copy it. Paste it here. So give your password over there. Give your password and add it. Now the access key ID and secret key ID for the IIM role. So copy it. Paste it here. So the access key is something which is this. This is the access key. Copy it. Paste it. Add. And then the AWS secret key. Copy it. Paste it here. And the value is this thing. Copy it and paste it here and add. Okay. So let us just cross check it again. Go to settings. So we have these 4 values, right? So these will be used by Travis to access our Docker Hub in order to push the image and access Elastic Beanstalk in order to deploy it continuously. So we can see that environment is ready. Refresh this page. So we can see, and when you click on this, we can see this default page, right? So everything seems to be fine now. So application name is this, my user wishlist app. So copy this and paste it in the Travis file. So this is the application name, right? Now upon clicking this, we can see this. Okay, so this is the environment name. Actually, we can see the same environment name here also. You can copy paste anything. So paste it in the Travis file here and save it. So we also need to create the bucket, right? So let us go to S3. Create bucket. Name it multi-container app. Multi-container wishlist app. Okay, so whatever the name which we are using here, that should be specified in the Travis file. Okay, so let the region be Mumbai. Create bucket. So this is created now. Copy paste this name into the Travis file. So instead of this bucket name, we will create this. Save it. Okay, so now let us commit this Travis file also, so that when we commit this Travis file, since the changes are made on will be made onto the multi-container app, multi-con app branch, Travis should be able to detect all these things. It should be able to push the build the image for our app and push onto the Docker Hub, and also deploy our container multi-container app onto Elastic Beanstalk. Okay, now go to the console, traverse to the project directory. Okay, now git status. So yes, so after the previous commit, the change we have made is to add this Travis file and make necessary changes in that. So git add this Travis file, git commit -n. Okay, git commit -n added Travis file. Git push origin multi-cont app. So cross check it with the branch which we have mentioned in the Travis app. So it looks fine. Now go to the GitHub, refresh it. So it changes are, it shows 29 seconds ago, we have a change in the Travis file here. Okay, now go to the Travis. So it started, it started detecting the changes. So you can see all those things here. So if you observe, this is the message which we have given while committing the git, right? Added Travis file. So that is what is being shown here. And this is the branch where the changes have been made. It might take some time. Okay, so you can see all these things. Basically, these are what we have mentioned in the Docker file and Docker Compose, right? So it executed these commands. And it shows that your build is exited with 0, which means the build was successful. So let us check the AWS now. Sign into the console. Elastic Beanstalk. This is the thing, right? My user wishlist app. So you can see that environment is updating. So we can see that there is an error. No ACS task definition, empty definition file is found in the environment. Fail to deploy. So understand that we need to tell how to build the containers and how to make them work together. So that will be taken care by Docker Compose when we work in the local, right? But when we are deploying it on the AWS, we also need to tell the same things in the way which is understandable by the AWS, right? So for that, we need docker.aws.json, all right? So once we do that, we will be able to deploy it. So for now, if we click on this, this is the same default thing, right? So in order for us to deploy our application onto AWS, whatever the things are mentioned in the Docker Compose, we need to translate that into the JSON format uh, in such a format which will be understood by the AWS, right? So with certain key terms and all, we need to translate whatever we have given in Docker Compose into docker.aws.json, which we will try to understand now. All right. So for now, let us see if Travis has successfully pushed the image onto the Docker Hub. So if we are successful till this point of time, then we can go to the section where we can define the docker run.aws.json. First of all, understand what that is and what. Okay. So go to Docker Hub. Okay. So this is done, right? Vagdevi ke user wishlist app, it is updated 3 minutes ago. This is the very recent one which was deployed here, or whose image was pushed here by Travis, right? Okay, so it has successfully done this thing. So now our job is to understand what is docker.aws.json and how to define that. Okay, let us go to that now.